few years on earth. I done shed blood, shed tears on dirt. Fighting these fools trying to smear my worth. On a set trip trying to clear my turf. Who are you, what am I? I'm confused, we must wanna die. We killing ourselves is another crime. Cops killing our brothers, they killing our brothers, and I know why. They got us killing ourselves, that ain't no lie. Look, let me break it down for you. First slave master, next employee. No 40 acre, no mule, no noise. Them type of lies where the God destroys. Blood pressure makes diamonds, we shine and grind and we reach our goals. Searching for worth without selling soul. This the shit that we own. This the shit that we own. Look, this shit that we own. Look, this the shit that we own. Yeah, this to the side. This to the side. They take niggas' lives, kill niggas' pride. Situations get minimized. Criminal history emphasized. On the victim they penalized. Officers don't get penalized. Big business is an enterprise. Social media to hypnotize. That's what people don't realize. Jail and slavery the same thing. Gotta look at what it symbolized. Still going through the same pain. About time that we improvise. Should we Nat Turner or Dr. King? Should we rise up or live the dream? Should we stay quiet, don't make a scene? Go Malcolm X by any means. Pick a size, no in between. Nigga, pick a size, no in between.
Soul cleansing. Everybody got problems. Everybody got problems. No matter which soul cleansing. Soul cleansing. We gotta call 'em. my soul, nearly lost my faith when I lost my brother. That's the day it went away, mama cried. So the granny did too, so lost, so hurt, I ain't know what to do. So I yell, and I cuss up at God, like why in the fuck, how could you do that? Bring that pain in my family, it's something we did. Tell me you mad at me, cause I can't deal. And it's hard to live without my brother, and it's hard to forgive, but still I pray. Feel the water flow, this is for the fire in your soul. We pray for better days, to live our lives and make a change. Feel the water flow, this is for the fire in your soul. In your soul, your soul, your soul. I ain't knowing what your life like, but I'm just trying to get my soul right. Been struggling my whole life, in the dark with no sunlight. Tired of making up excuses, going crazy about to lose it. In the midst of all the bullshit, let the music be a pulpit.
I be learning how to work this shit, Lord. You feel I'm learning. Still trapped in the hustle, yeah. Trapped in the hustle, yeah. Money's all on my mind. I ain't wasting no time. That's why I'm on my grind. Can't see it, you blind. Still trapped in the hustle, yeah. Trapped in the hustle, yeah. Money's all on my mind. I ain't wasting no time. That's why I'm on my grind. Can't see it, you blind. I'm still trapped in the hustle, yeah. Hustle, yeah. On my hustle, yeah. Hustle, yeah. I'm on my hustle, yeah. Hustle, yeah. On my hustle, yeah. Hustle, yeah. I'm still riding, bitch, I'm still riding. Skating through the city, bitch, I'm golden gliding. I'm still riding, yeah, I'm still riding. Quick to pull up like I'm Uber driving. I'm still grinding, yeah, I'm still grinding. Looking like a chandelier, the way the nigga shining. Hey, for what you mean, man, for what you mean. Money dirty like the Sprite, you know what I lean. Yeah, trapped in the hustle. Yeah, money dirty on my mind. I ain't wasting no time. That's why I'm on my grind. Can't see it, you blind. Still trapped in the hustle. Yeah, trapped in the hustle. Yeah, see money's all on my mind. I ain't wasting no time. That's why I'm on my grind. Can't see it, you blind. I'm still trapped in the hustle, yeah. Hustle, yeah. On my hustle, yeah. Hustle.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing. Testing 1 2 3.
Cause they ain't living right. I'm living life, man. I'm living. What you saying? wasting no time. That's why I'm on my grind. You can't see it, you blind. I'm still trapped in the hustle. On my hustle, yeah. Hustle, 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 yeah. 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 Yeah. Still trapped in the hustle, yeah. Trapped in the hustle, yeah. Money's all on my mind. I ain't wasting no time. That's why I'm on my grind. You can't see it, you blind. I'm still trapped in the hustle, yeah. Trapped in the hustle, yeah. Money's all on my mind. I ain't wasting no time. That's why I'm on my grind. You can't see it, you blind. I'm still trapped in the hustle.
Hey, you ever got high? I know, no, I'm not talking about drug high, nah. I'm talking about high, something that you love doing, you feel me? A natural high. Yeah, a natural high. And that's what music is. And the weed is just the extra, you feel
Hey,
me?
I do it for the fans. I'm addicted to they love. Got me fiending for this game. This shit is like a drug, man. I swear it gets me high. Man, I swear it gets me high. Hey, you know I be high. You know I be high. See, I'm out here living life. Gotta thank the man above for giving me this gift. He laced me like a drug, man. I swear it gets me high. Man, I swear it gets me high. Hey, you know I be high. You know I be high. On Miami Wine House, I say no, no, no to that rehab. I won't go, go, go. See, fuck a intervention. This music's my addiction. It's all that I need. Plus some weed and carry Hilton. So fill my prescription so I can get this spit in with that BB flow. Yeah, that boy all spilling. The truth is in the building. You better pay attention. Stay lucky like some horseshoes. God, my true religion. See, fuck our niggas feeling and what they might say. They so sensitive like women. That's why we can't relate. While I'm out here getting cake, grinding on my paper chase. Tom Brady with the hustle. Yes, I'm still making plays. East side of the A, where them boys parlay. Can't do it like I can. I ain't talking Pepsi. Do you get it, man? Get it, see, I'm just hoping you can feel this.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? It is that time. It is that time. It's another Tuesday night. It is time for Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
Yes, sir.
And Ask a Cop down there on the end, man.
Chris, you want to throw yourself in there now, too?
You know, we are
back.
right. Chrissy just got back. She done brought a bottle. Now she's just throwing her name in there like that, right?
I think people want to know.
So yeah, as you can see, we got a full panel tonight. We're gonna get this thing popping pretty quickly. Make sure that you tune in. You can if you're not tuning in right now, just listening, you can actually tune in also on urbanatlanta.com. Make sure you go there, share, and like. Please like, and also give us a call and get in on this conversation tonight. 404-500-1605. I need to light my cigar. Angelo, what's happening, bro?
Hey, get that number one more time, 404-500-1605. Conversations like this we're going to have tonight, man. We won't feel free to call in, join in on the dialogue. It's going to be some good conversation, man. But like you said, we got a full panel. Got to Ask a Cop over here. What's good, brother? How you feeling?
As always, excellent, man.
Outstanding. For our year-long season one viewers, you all remember the one and only Miss Christy Gaynell.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah. They remember Christy. Yeah.
Yeah, every visit Christy had, she made herself known immediately.
Yep, she got.
And she brought the alcohol for the night, so she gets a bonus.
She got fans and enemies alike.
There you go.
What? Who would be an enemy of me?
Imagine that. Imagine that.
Right. I don't
My
want to.
opinions should be nothing but popular.
What's up to our number one fan out there? We see you, Nita. What's up, Unc? I see you watching. Got Lionel in the building. See you watching. There you go. Hey, and then on the far left, you guys remember him from a couple weeks ago. He, what did you say about Chrissy getting that? What definition did you give her a minute ago? what did you say? Did you say love and or what was the other text? Because the one and only Mr. Damian Inappropriate definitely made his presence known a couple weeks ago. And, yeah. You definitely made your presence known off the rip, sir.
I think there's a lot of there's a couple of your followers and viewers that probably have me misread.
Have you misread?
They probably got you right. I think they probably got you pegged just right.
Just right.
It's hard to misread you.
Wow. I don't know how to take that.
I think you do. So, Damien, you got a guest with you, man. Introduce your guest.
My girl V right here. We've been friends on Facebook for a long time, like damn near 7 years or something like that. And
Talk to the mic, brother. Talk to the mic.
is this on? Is it on? Yeah. Okay. About 7 years, and she has decided to pursue her dream of comedy.
Oh, yeah?
Funny. So, I'm going
Okay. Okay.
So go ahead, young lady, introduce yourself, and we'll go ahead and let you give that IG. You're gonna give it at the end. We're gonna let you give it right now. Also, go and introduce yourself.
Before she does it, we good, Dwayne?
Microphone good.
Yeah, I think that's what. Go ahead, talk now. See what we got you.
You're gonna have to be louder than that.
Hold on, I don't think.
Hold on 1 second.
Well, we gotta get it. I think the mic is.
Yeah, the mic is. Come on in here.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is VZ. Okay. Switch your mics. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Putting all them things in your face.
I'm over here hilariously dying inside because she grabbed this motherfucker that I've never seen before. Christy, be quiet.
RP. I'm on IG and I'm VZ for J on Facebook. Follow me. Like.
Okay, so you about to get into this comedy thing, huh? You sure you ready for it? You gonna find out, huh?
I'm gonna run it.
There you go. There you go.
I think I'm dead. Testing 1, 2.
All right, y'all, give us a moment, y'all. We checking these new microphones that we got. I told you, Classic Conversations with JT. Yeah, but as we're going, I got to scream out. As we're going, we're testing equipment as we're making us down. Yeah, it's low. Yeah. I think this one is just low. I don't think it's unconnected. I think it's on, but it's just low. Yeah, don't worry about that. That's just Bo Peeps behind. It's all right. Y'all don't be offended.
Grandpa,
You need me to talk?
You know what? So while we wait on that, I'll go back over some things, but just to let you know tonight what we're gonna talk about tonight. Mr. Inappropriate, as he so eloquently named himself. It's appropriate, actually. It's actually appropriate that he's actually Mr. Inappropriate, if you get what I'm saying.
It's very inappropriate.
He actually made this post a couple of weeks ago, and it really stirred up a lot of things on Facebook. And I'm just give you a little bit of it. Once we get all the microphones on, we're going to give you the whole thing. But how did we as men get to a point where our homies get this never-ending amount of loyalty, but our women get the bare minimum? Why are we taught to never fold on our homies, but it's okay to betray the women that has our back? There's a lot more in that, but then at the end he says, does this so-called loyalty mean that men are more in love with men than they are in love with women?
No.
So that's where we're going tonight. That's where we're going tonight. Yeah, it's a great topic.
Damien posted.
Damien posted.
Isn't that impressive? I was shocked too.
Moment of wisdom.
Yeah. It was
I'm growing up.
yeah.
See that? You got your man pants on and
Yeah.
Yes, I took off the baby like
I see you.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk
She
about
said
that,
my heart is
and
swelling.
see if this loyalty.
I keep working at it. Yeah, I got.
there was a follow. There's actually a follow-up post to that that I put up yesterday, and
You
it's
say what's
crazy
up, bro.
because it went straight. Well, a lot of my followers are women, and I think the dudes are really afraid to get on there because they've been getting clowned for the dumb shit that they've been saying. But I said, let's flip the coin and say, you got $50. Is that enough money to take a man out? One woman actually wrote that she is naturally expensive. And I'm like, naturally expensive? I don't know what the fuck that means.
Naturally expensive.
Naturally expensive.
Okay.
And I was like, so it tied into another post that I made, like, when can we go back to simplicity? Like, when we gonna make going roller skating popular, taking a walk popular, going to a museum popular? You know what I'm saying? Just simple shit.
But I will say this. I hope y'all hear me. I went down your page.
Right.
I mean, I went down your page.
You weren't offended, were you?
And you have room for more followers. You have room. I'm telling you, the guy's page is really interesting. I mean, you can tell a lot of people some of the stuff you post that they're probably afraid to say something because they're afraid of if they post what they actually, if they comment what they actually believe, that somebody's gonna. Nobody wants to be wrong in society today.
JT, are you saying that guys didn't want to, on his post, is that what you're talking about? That they didn't want to, are you saying they were being dishonest?
Look, man.
I say that a lot of guys were not saying anything. Now, one dude did say something, and you and him, that's your birth.
Oh yeah, Tiger.
Yeah. Now he made some. He didn't come all the way through with his point, but I kind of could tell what he was saying. But he was making some good points in it. I get your point, but as we get more into it, I'm gonna tell you what I think about it also. So, you know.
Can't wait to hear what you think about it, JT.
Oh yeah, I got some thoughts on it. I do, and I'm appropriate.
You got some appropriate thoughts on the matter?
If he's inappropriate, then I'm appropriate.
Hey man, that's a
And
match.
I'm not gonna keep saying that tonight neither. That's a lot, especially as I keep
You
drinking
know
this
what?
cognac.
I think that people, like I said, misread my inappropriateness as disrespect or disregard or just like being a bully, but it's really, I'm honest. I told all my good lies in the 90s. So right now, I have to be brutally honest. But it's my honesty. That doesn't mean anybody else has to accept it as theirs. Because that's what makes us all diverse and different. Is that everybody thinks differently. If you think like I think, cool. If you think like you think, cool.
Okay, so real quick, let's go down. Let's do them. Oh, Christy, you don't have your mic, do you? Okay.
She can use mine in the meantime.
Wait, ask a cop, right? Ask a cop, say something in your mic. Let's make sure your mic is hot. His mic is dead. Your mic is hot, my mic is hot. This one's good?
Yeah, this one's good.
Okay, so. All right, so, because we're going to get into this. I already see this is going to be really interesting. My comedian friend over here is being quiet. You better say something.
I mean, I'm
People ain't
talking,
gonna
I'm
laugh at you
listening.
because you cute.
Absolutely not.
You got to have an opinion.
I have opinions, a lot of them. We're going to get all the way into it. Yes, absolutely. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Christy, you can take what?
Hashtag
There's
Mr.
that
Inappropriate.
inappropriateness.
Hashtag Mr. Inappropriate.
It's going directly in.
And I get it.
It's not hitting the soundboard.
You know why I don't get a lot of shares? Is because people are afraid that if they put that shit on their page, their mama, their aunt, their cousin, their coworkers gonna look at them absolutely crazy.
And I get what you're saying by your truthfulness while you're saying that you're Mr. Inappropriate, it doesn't mean that you're an asshole or whatever. It just means that you're saying. I was gonna get there a little later on down the line.
First of all,
but
I
you're
don't
just
think
saying
this is a
things.
judgmental zone.
You're just saying things that other people won't say. That's basically what you're doing.
That's an assumption.
Yeah. You say things that other people won't say.
And it's about
Okay.
perception.
We're gonna have to
People
get
perceive
where them chords at. We're gonna have to get them chords back out.
His IG
Oh, there you
is
go.
on and out. Mr. Inappropriate.
No, it's Mr. Inappropriate Official.
Mr. Inappropriate Officials is IG. They want to go see.
Oh, yeah. Please go.
Jaron Shorter, welcome back to the show, brother. Don't mix real grown men with these younger fatherless men who have a male bonding issues. These youngins don't know how to be a man, and women lump us all together.
See, that's
all right.
That's that. Hey, who's that?
Ask a cop.
Who was that? Who was
That's
that?
Jaron Shorter.
Hey, D. I got you, D. We're gonna talk about it, D. We're gonna talk about it, D. I'm with you, brother. We're gonna talk about this.
Well, this gentleman, Jaron, is in his 50s, early 50s.
I'm gonna have to taste that, man. I know I'm drinking whiskey right now.
I don't know about. I would say 50.
That's a mark of a true alcoholic. What is it? Pour it.
As you're pouring it, you're asking.
The women lump us all together.
So, MJ, how you looking?
Find out.
You hot?
Your mic hot yet, MJ?
Is your mic hot?
I look like bringing another one. Where you want to go?
Hey, Lo, I promise
where you
not
trying
to
to
throw
go
a
with
temper
it?
tantrum tonight. I went banana. You watched it?
I heard. Yeah.
Right out the gate.
Heard about our counseling session.
Yeah.
First of all,
I heard about it. Yeah, I heard about it.
When you got company, be nice to
I said, give the audience a top 5 what he is honest about.
what is that?
Oh, there's feedback.
He said, top 5 what
Am
you
I
being
red?
honest about.
Am I hot now?
No, he has. You go to his page. He has some a lot of comments. Yeah. He has a lot of comments.
I'm good now? Yeah. Hey. Y'all can hear me now. You're
We can
welcome.
hear you now. All right, so y'all back to the
Now we can give the people
same
what
mic.
they want.
Give the people what they want.
I can't.
Is it on?
I guess I got to share with you.
JT going in and out.
I'm going in and out.
Yeah,
I'm
good
back.
night, on. Yeah.
I'm out. I'm in. Yeah. Okay. I'm just to keep my volume up. That way I know that I'm in. So, you don't have the complete post.
I like that.
You do? All right. Let me try and get the complete post.
When tonight? Yeah.
Look, yeah, we're
Test.
So,
Test.
as we're looking for it, I mean, I remember the gist of it, but you want to go? I'm about to say, yeah, he should be able to tell you his post. Yeah, okay. Go for it.
So, yeah. So again, basically, go ahead and give the gist of what the post was about.
Shaking the head already. You shaking your head already.
I never thought I'd agree with you.
On their own, where they are. Because some people interpret it as love relations.
Yeah.
That's all they interpreted it as. And I'm like, that meant so much more. First of all, when I say our women, I mean our mothers, our daughters, our girlfriends, our grandmothers, our wives.
Co-workers.
So that's where I was watching how short-sighted people are.
Right.
Okay.
And I got to call out what it is. So Pierre got on there.
Yes, I think so.
Said, maybe that says a lot about you because who you're around. I'm like, what the hell are you even talking about? They
Talking about comedian Pierre. Go ahead.
See how many people agree with me. I'm like, dude, you got 2 likes and one of them is me. What are you talking about? Women react with, finally, can we get some answers? Now, like I said, most people interpret it as relationship statement. And it was far more than that. So I really wanted to indulge them, but some people felt, or the dude felt like I was beating up on him. I'm like, nah, nigga, you answer the question. Are we failing or are we not? It's a yes or no.
Now, the one thing I noticed on your thing, you question whether or not they fully read your statement, right?
Wait, let's start with our panel. Yes or no, gentlemen? Are you gentlemen failing, or are men as a whole? Are men as a whole failing in the loyalty department? What's your position? Go ahead, ask a cop.
I'd definitely say on some levels, yes. I think a lot of it has to do with social economics.
Y'all turn his up on it. Damien's mic
If
up.
you look at it, I think it's based solely on where people are at financially and how they were raised as how you're going to get that question answered.
Now, keep in
We'll
mind.
get back to him on the socioeconomic thing because
Yeah.
I don't know what that has to do with loyalty, but we're going to let the rest of the men answer.
That's mine.
I think it has a lot to do with it.
All right, we let the other gentlemen give their initial perspectives.
Well, I mean, and MJ said socioeconomic, but he was asking, but the statement came from a full figure.
I wasn't going to say that, but that was an admitted statement he did. And I mean, I just.
So that really
See, yeah, you picking it now.
But he brought up, that still apply?
I think it does. There is a difference. I mean, you just got to be factual about it. I mean, part of the way, when I was raised, the man takes care of his woman, takes care of his home. I wasn't raised to ever live under any circumstances off a woman. It's like even now, if I date, I don't care if my old lady makes money. She's 6 figures. But I don't, in any shape or form, I still pay when we go out to dinner. I mean, when I was married, I paid the house note, I paid her car note. Her money was just her play money.
Wait. The whole
loyalty. Now, the thing about loyalty, and let's just be real here, when you're taking care of somebody, that brings a certain type of loyalty too. It's not what makes them love you, and the loyalty it's all wrapped in together.
But hold up,
you're taking care of somebody.
But understand.
Just clarified.
Let's read some of this statement, and I don't have the whole thing up here. He said, we are taught to never fold on your homie, but it's okay to betray the women that has our back. Now, taking care of somebody got nothing. Your homie, you ain't taking your homie out to eat. You ain't taking your homie out to eat.
I thought I answered the question wrong. If you put it at that point, I'll double down on the social economics about it because it's a different type of loyalty between brothers with money and brothers in the hood. They keep up with that. Shit a lot of times.
But it's about
it doesn't
loyalty
have anything
to
do with it.
brothers or men versus loyalty to women.
I don't think it's that way because any one of the brothers is like, say if we out drinking, okay, brothers in a certain, like we're all out drinking. First thing you're going to say is, hey, Mike, you got to get home because you know to have your ass home at a decent hour. It's not a thing about you under control. It's not about you whipped, but out of respect for your wife, you're not going to drag your ass in after a certain hour. It's just not going to happen unless she's with you. That's a respect thing. And I think a lot of times when you get into the new culture of today, I'm talking about the younger guys, they just put everything on, I'm hard, I'm this, these my niggas, die with them, whatever. They get sections 20 deep and there's only 20 dudes in there. Come on.
Hey, real quick, Kiki Chappelle just made a statement. The problem with loyalty is that everyone has their own definition, which is where I was.
That's exactly
kind of getting to. But the thing is, again, when we're talking about reading something, the context of something can be taken. It can be taken out of context. Let's just face it.
Because I love you to death, man. But you proved that point. Just now.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
because
Proved
because,
it 110%.
because reading it, you know, let's face it. Let's face it. When guys hang out, we hanging out with our guys, and if something happens to one of them, we're probably going to be there for them. Now, when you say the women that have our back, now, with men, let's be honest, the women that have a man's back, you know who it is. You know if it's that friend, that great friend of yours.
He took a deep breath.
You also know if it's your lady, your mother, your sister, your cousin, that type of thing. But
Put me in the game.
I don't know that
Just tag yourself in.
in around the circles that I run in that guys do not have their backs. I do not know that men in my circles do not have the women that they're with, their family members, and their best friend that's women's backs. Now, am I going to have every woman's back that I know?
No.
Hell no. That's not happening. Men do not get as close to women friends as we do. You can put 12 men in a room, 15 men in a room with a 12-pack of beer and a football game. We're going to come out, and now we got 14 other cats that we rock with. Now, if you do the same thing with men, one man and 14 other women, he's not going to come out of there thinking
You know
that,
why?
you know
why?
kicking it.
Because
I mean, we're
women
different
are
people.
looking at him like, you better choose me. Don't choose her.
That's not why.
What?
That's a big
No,
part of
it's
it.
not why. That's not why at all. The reason is because from childhood, men are programmed to have the backs of other men because of team sports, the way that they play on the playground. They're taught to see women differently than men. They're taught to see men as the people that they support in games, in activities, in whatever. Women they see as the cheerleader, the person that's supposed to be there to support them and rah rah and yeah.
I'll have
Like,
my cheerleaders' backs.
say it again.
I have my cheerleaders
No,
backs.
you-
I got them, but I ain't just got
behind.
that. I ain't just got that girl over there, just over there. That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying
just
is,
Let me give y'all a short.
Backs the same way you had the players on the field's backs. Like the coaches teach you guys to have each other's backs from childhood. Any man who's ever been involved in a team sport, that's what you learn is how to have each other's backs, how to be
Watch
there
this.
for each other, how
Again,
to support each other.
interpretation.
No,
Cause
it's not interpretation.
yeah,
It
yeah.
translates to every aspect
I didn't play
of
sports.
life. I'm not saying you played sports, but you're the one asking the question, which means your mentality is already a little bit different because the people who did play sports would never think to ask that question.
All right, so I'm gonna give you a little. Hold on, Jay. I'm gonna give you a little small synopsis.
Hey V, don't wait for nobody to
don't
invite
sit
you in
back.
this
Yeah.
conversation.
Just jump in and start
just
talking.
get in the conversation.
So check this out.
Just put your finger up, and you.
So
You wait on sidelines, you'll never play.
Right.
So I spent a couple of days at an assisted living house where, older people or whatever, elderly, people with disability, whatever. So this lady comes up and she's crying. And I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, I got to take care of my mom. She's got dementia and some other ailments. But she has 2 other brothers, and they do not help her at all. At all. She's got to do all of this by herself. But that mother had 3 kids. When I talk about the loyalty to our women, why aren't those brothers?
Does she have any sisters?
No, it's just her and 2 brothers.
Well, because I'm just saying, don't act as if they're not sisters, not taking care of sisters. Do not.
No.
do not get that
I
twisted.
said the
That's what
daughter's
I'm-
taking
that's
care
why
of
I
the
asked.
mother, and
Right.
the brothers are not
Sounds like
assisting
blame
at
shifting.
all. Huh?
No, it's not blame shifting. It's just letting you know that everything goes across the board. You're not going to sit here and just say
No.
men
She
ain't
got
shit
2 brothers
and say
and
all
her,
women are
and
angels. 'cause
she's
it's
burdened
not
with
that way.
taking care
I ain't
of the
gonna
mom.
stand for that. You might have one, but I promise you, there's about 12 others in this area.
In this area.
In this area, I guarantee we can go ahead and pick 12 others. Probably go right down that cigar lounge downstairs and pick 12 women that just ain't worth a damn. It happens.
True.
It happens, but men, we friend men quicker than we friend women. We don't friend women. We
okay.
try and, to be honest with you, we try and have sex with women.
Exactly. But so Damien made the point earlier that he wasn't talking about in one aspect of life. He's talking about across the board with regard to women who have your backs. And I agree with Damien, okay? Because
Yeah, we kind of figured that out.
I'm sorry it happened. I don't know how.
Don't know how it happened.
As inappropriate as it is, you.
Forgive me. I agree with Damien, not just from the perspective of relationships, but across the board. As a woman who's been, like, I tend to be in industries that are male-dominated industries. Comedy is one of them. I was also in the aviation industry. And in these industries, I've seen significant differences in the ways that men have each other's backs and interact and support other men versus the way they support women. But not just with regard to that. Also, if you think of political movements, women support men in lots of marches and movements. And when it comes to something that happens to a woman or something that a woman needs support in, you don't see the male presence as strongly as you see the female presence in something that affects men. And I'm not saying that there aren't any men who jump on board.
Okay.
I'm saying that across the board, you don't see the significant male presence in any movements or anything regarding women the way you see women moving mountains to help men through everything. And that's where when he said, I'm not just talking relationships, I feel you on that, because it isn't just relationships. It's friendships, it's work relationships, it's political movements, it's all kinds of things. And there's a consistent, I've heard consistently of women complaining that, like, men aren't there, men aren't supporting us. The feminist movement, men aren't supporting us. But like, when the women have been killed by cops, men aren't supporting us. You can't name as many women who've been killed by cops as you can men. And granted, there are more men that have been killed by cops statistically, but I'm saying when we talk about their names and we say their names, we're saying a lot less women's names that it's happened to as opposed to the number of men that it's happened to.
I mean, I agree with that. I mean, I feel that I'm sure there's in every category there's a great man and a great woman, but I do feel that there's a lot of sexist, to a degree, situations where there's lack of support and lack of love and unity, and there's more women versus men versus women. We're opponents versus a unit. And I feel that we just need to come together and be more of a unit versus me versus you, or you're just here for intimacy. You're not here to be a team with me as my woman or my man, or I'm my female friend. Support my female friend, whatever the situation may be. I support my male friends. I don't male bash. I have my moments. We're all human. We have those. But I feel that, you know, I love my brothers, my men. I think y'all are wonderful, and I just think we all should see that goodness in each other and support it better than we have.
Real quick, I want to jump in on a comment before somebody else goes. First of all, Ask a Cop, Unc said, not nice to call women old lady. I thought you guys stopped that in the 70s. that is hilarious. He said, I think the younger generation has more loyalty to their homies than women because they're being raised by the streets, such as the rappers.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask that question, Damon, do we think that statement from you, is it across generational lines? Is it across, age brackets? Is that long term? Before you answer that, Nita agreed with you, Christy, about the sports analogy. She also added foxholes, whatever they had. And Kiki even said in the relationship aspect, sisters don't choose sisters over a nigga. Sometimes they should, but they choose that nigga every time. So that's on the flip side of that story, but go ahead.
Right. All right, so say your question again.
Go ahead.
Is your question, is it across the board generationally?
Oh, as far as generational, yeah. I
Your
believe,
thought process. You think Does it matter the age? Does it matter the generation?
At 52 years old, I started to look back and say, how many women have said, oh, you going out with your friends, but when I call you and ask you to do this, you too busy, or you don't give the same urgency. Your man called you, he in jail, he need bail. You run right to the motherfucking ATM and bail a nigga out for the third time, but I asked you to bring Junior a pair of sneakers, and I gotta wait till Friday. The same urgency is what I'm talking about. That's loyalty to me. Loyalty is, you know what? And you're right, JT. Everybody ain't gonna get it. They are not in the time frame and space in our lives to be worthy of it. I'm not giving that real kind of loyalty to a bitch that I just been fucking with for like 6-7 months. No, that's not gonna happen.
Hold on. When Mr. Inappropriate says bitch,
I mean it with love.
Not the views of Classic Conversations and JT and Low. These are views of Mr. Inappropriate only and Mr. Inappropriate.
He just said old lady.
I use the word bitch a lot. Low told me one time before I got up on the show, he was like, you know what, you might want to give a disclosure because that should be hitting them out of left field. I just speak the way I speak. If you take it in a bad way, well, I'm sorry for you. But if I'm married for 12 years and the wife has had a hard day, whether I want to or not, I need to listen. Not to fix it, not to problem solve, but just to hear it. Because a lot of women don't need saving. They just need a connection. And sometimes we are unavailable for our women in that regard.
So are you saying that guys will listen to a dude when he needs to be listened to?
You know what? Honest to God, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm like,
you know why? I know. No. I'm gonna give you a prime example of that.
Hold on. Everybody talk over each other.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Just and not being funny, I know we got off on the wrong foot last show, but I'm simply saying like the B word when you use it. I know it's part of your show and your persona, but in my group, the B word doesn't even fall out with any of my brothers, not just me. Hartley calls up here. I know that word has never left Hartley's mouth in the same sense that he referred to his wife or any ladies. And I'm just saying the fact, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but that's what I'm talking about. It's like the way I was raised and the way I grew up and all my uncles, cousins, my dad, everybody, my grandfather, they always had a saying, you take care of home first. And you make your woman feel like, women, okay, like if you treat your woman right, she don't mind you going out because she knows you know where home is. But when you're not taking care of home, to me, supporting a woman, and I'm just saying it's a real different in the age groups. I agree with what you're saying when you're referring to younger people, but when you're talking about grown,
go ahead, they're going to the bathroom. Go ahead.
35 and up, I think we all know you take care of home first. And that doesn't mean if you ever messed up, there's things going wrong, no, but you take care of home first. And I think the change is it goes to social economics because the Truman Doctrine and all those things factor into it. We won't dove into that because we get too far off subject, but when they took the black male out of the home and black women became responsible for raising men and doing men, they get a phenomenal job. But there's a generation's distances, and it's like the third generation that, and the fourth generation that, and the fifth generation that. A lot of young men today haven't seen strong black male figures in their lives, so they really haven't, and a lot of the women aren't bringing in strong black men, and so what ends up happening, they perpetuate it by the way they treat their sons. It's like you go in and a woman says, okay, my son's, dang, your son just squatted when he took a pee. Well, I don't want to mess up the seat. And little things that a man was correct, it's not there to correct. And it's like, women do an excellent job. But where I think the die-off comes when men don't see that, when young men today see it, and then who do they turn to? Rappers and basketball players. Hence, the propensity for a lot of tattoos and People that don't smoke weed, fall into the group. And everything else, violence, same thing.
Jay.
A lot of things just wouldn't happen.
Harley responded to you, and he said, he responded to the comment. He was watching, so you said it, just a funny thing, but he made a good point. He said, men can relate to the thought processes of his boy. Women process things differently. That's a good point as well.
So
Jaren said fatherless men are like vegetarian lions. Okay.
That's hilarious.
And getting to what Christy said earlier, I see what she's saying. It makes sense where, especially with the violence against us as black people, more of the black, and like she said, statistically, there are more black men that's being killed, but there are some black women that's being killed, and you're right, those names are not being pushed forward as much. I would love to know if that is because I would love to know if that's if it's because we're not supporting that, or if it's more media driven and we didn't know about it. I mean, in that area, you're right. If a young lady is killed in whatever means, by police, by whatever, people in that locality should push it forward. But if the media is only pushing, you know what, you brought up some good stuff that needs research done, because I would love to know if that's a support thing from black men, or if it's a thing that black men just don't know about.
Can I interject one important thing
on that?
I never said black men. I said men.
Well, I can only.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, so I can only.
As I'm listening to everything that everyone is saying,
yeah, I can only rock with.
It was.
I'm saying
so evident.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna give another synopsis example. The preacher reads the Bible. He sermons you his interpretation. You listen to his interpretation, and then you have an interpretation, which is why people get on Facebook and Instagram and validate their bullshit with Bible quotes that ain't got a goddamn thing to do with taking ownership of their bullshit. This statement that I put up there is so relevant to what's wrong with people. Black, white, Chinese, whatever the fuck they are. This is what's wrong with people.
So is it wrong though? I mean, what makes, you know?
Because I never
what
said
makes you think
specifically black men.
No, but you said what's wrong with people. What are you saying?
When I say people, this is what we do.
What exactly?
We internalize it on our own term, right, instead of looking at it as in general.
We interpret things based on our own perspective.
But you have to understand, if you're giving your opinion, it has to be on your history. It can't be on the history of
I have a
Johnny Lee.
T-shirt that I've had since I was 18 years old. It says, "Not black, not white, I'm human." I always felt that throughout my whole entire life, that phrase had so much impact on how I grew up, how I handled myself in the world.
I'm with you on
because
that.
I do not care about complexity. I care about the internal.
Complexion.
Complexion. Okay.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please understand.
Hey, listen.
She will correct you.
Hey, JT.
Sorry.
Yeah, facts. Hey, I gotta read this comment here from This is deep. He said, there is an ancient primal reason for men to bond. It goes back to the days of hunting to survive. Through time, the bonding merged to include war and sports. Different type of bonding, but still primal. Bonding is for a limited need. The love of a good woman, however, is unlimited. That's powerful.
Yeah, that's very powerful. And he
that's.
makes a great point.
It's a great point.
It's not a great point.
Why is it not a great
It's a
point?
decent point, but
It's a great point to why
It's a great point based on the,
just like your point about
from a male,
just like your
from a
point
male
about sports,
perspective,
just like your point about sports was great.
No,
that's
saying
a great point.
I understand if you're talking from a history perspective, it's a great point. But then that brings the question of how come men haven't adjusted through the course
Ooh,
of time,
but,
from history,
but
from
it
the
doesn't
time
take
that
away.
we
from
took
last
and
time.
gather for survival
But it
till
doesn't-
modern day.
but
where
it
we
doesn't
are.
take away-
It's the same concept, though.
But it
not
does.
the same- it's-
But it
no,
doesn't take
it's-
away from that being a great point.
No, I'm not saying.
I'm with you because I was going to say that. But again, it's still a great point.
It's a great point if you still look at men as people who walk around with clubs, bang their women. over
Nah.
the
The
head,
new
and carry
new
their back
age
to the
thinking
cage.
is.
It's-
That's
I mean-
not the point, though.
But my point is like that point, his point, as beautiful as it was, it denotes that there hasn't been much progress in the mindsets or thinking of men. And I prefer to think there was, which is why I called it a good point instead of a great point. Because I think men have evolved beyond that time period that he's referring to.
No, we
It's
just
not, he's not
replaced the
referring to a
club.
time period. He's referring to.
He did.
Yeah,
He
it-
specifically
well,
said
no, it-
hunting and gathering.
No,
time period.
He's saying that it goes back to that, the primal thoughts of men in general. So, but it still accounts for today because they also say it with sports, war, the things that men do together that bonds them differently. And even what Dre said, you know what I mean, the man can relate to his boy and the things that he may be going through, you know, dealing with. If he calls him up, he got some issues. You know what I mean? You can relate to that better.
But
He can't. That woman may not be able to really relate. Or
Modern day, there are women in wars, and there are women.
that's
in
not-
sport. That's my point. You
No,
don't
no,
see it
she-
as the same because you don't. There's no equanimity in your mindset between men and women, so you don't see it as like, oh no, there's women in war, but they're not really women.
That's not what he just
No, it's
said.
not.
That's not what he just said. He just
that's not
said,
what I said.
he can talk to his mans because his mans can understand and what he's trying to say, versus he talked to a woman and she looking at him like,
And he
you crying,
understand what
you
she's
need
saying.
to man up, you need to, because there's a lot of that going on.
Oh, yeah, a lot.
There's a lot. When a woman says, oh, I want a man to be open with his feelings, and the minute he open, he a bitch.
But even with that, there's men out there that actually will, if a woman is crying, they will look at a woman and say, what the hell are you crying for? You know, but again, it's because of the differences of the way men and women are built. And time is, I mean, we're still evolving. I don't care what nobody say, we are nowhere near a finished product. So we are still evolving. I do feel that men do support women in their circle. I'll give it. That's one thing I can feel good about saying, whether it's within love, whether it's within business, whether it's within friendship, whatever it is, I feel that men will support women.
Most of
within
those men are
within
gay, so let's just be clear on that, okay?
most of those men are what?
Again, the thoughts of Mr. Inappropriate are not the thoughts of Classic Conversations with JT and Love. So now let's move on. Got to give that
just
disclaimer.
saying.
I
I'm
got
just
it.
saying.
I got
real
it.
quick. Let me say this real
Because
quick. I think he touched on some good points, and I think too a lot of it has to do with, as African American men, only African American men, African American woman can understand it to a certain extent. But when you're hanging with your boys, it's like you and me, we police together. So you know exactly what I'll do, and I know exactly what you'll do in certain situations. And you get that bonding from that, but also there's a bonding with all African American men, and that's one thing. Throw the economics out the door. The poorest black guy and the richest black guy can identify with being black in America, a black man in America, and being a black man in America is harsh. And the only person that can feel that, not a black woman, because a black woman is sought after, she's admired, she can walk through doors that a black man can never go through. So a lot of times if you hang with your boys, it's just to unwind and talk about shit you can't heap on your wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, God damn, this coming down, this coming down, this coming down. And it's a lot easier to identify with somebody that knows how it feels when you walk into a room, every single eye's on you. Or you make sure you 15 minutes early because you don't want to be on CP time. Or different things that just to press you go in the elevator. Anybody, any black man in America has gotten on the elevator if it's in mixed company, and you get that feeling like everybody, oh shit, they clench, like, what am I doing? Elevator with 9 people, I'm gonna take your motherfucking purse or rape you? It doesn't happen. I'm gonna beat your white ass and take no. It's not because we're not inherently violent.
I just started laughing at junk because it happens.
Oh.
You'd be laughing, be like, Psh, for real.
Man, it happened so much to me to where I actually stopped saying, when people used to ask me when I was younger, I stopped telling people that I was born in New York. Because back then, New York was the gangster city. Back then, before NWA. When NWA came, we kind of took a second seat. But before that, man, if you was from New York, people looked at you totally differently. And I'm not just talking about every race, period. Man or woman, they looked at you differently. And so I get what you're saying there.
Can I just
Yes,
address
go
the
ahead.
point he made about the black woman's experience, as if you've lived it? First of all, the black woman is the least respected, least supported person in America. And I say that from the perspective of the black woman is sought after to help other people. So when there's a movement to push the black agenda, they call the black women to help support that. When there's a movement to push the feminist agenda, they call the black woman to help support that. The black woman doesn't actually benefit from either agenda. She's still the lowest paid person in the country. She's still the most demeaned, over-sexualized, disrespected, and I mean, like the level.
Wait. You said that that black women do not benefit from the feminist agenda?
No.
What? Who benefits from it then?
First of all, if you look at the pay scale currently,
white
men are paid highest. Black men and white women are paid equally at 80% of what black women, of what white men
But it's a feminist agenda.
60%.
So who benefits from it?
Black women are paid 60%.
So we should just stop the feminist agenda, is what you're saying.
I'm not saying that we should stop the feminist agenda.
So who benefits from it?
White women.
So we should stop it.
I'm not saying we should stop it.
Why? If black women are not benefiting from it?
Put the same effort into black women getting as many rights with regard to all of these agendas as the people that they're supporting and helping. Which
I think first we should stop the bonnet. How about that? Work on the bonnet first. Okay?
Go ahead.
Work on the bonnet and the lashes. And then we can get to some serious shit.
Go ahead.
You're not going to stop the bonnet over here.
And stop. You know what? Wait, Christy.
That's my point. Why does one group have to get a place first? Why can't humanization happen globally at the same rate?
Because it's a fucking hierarchy.
There
And
isn't a hierarchy.
No.
That's what it is.
That's my point. Is
But
that
the thing
you
is,
see things as a hierarchy.
No, they are. I don't necessarily agree with it, but it is.
So that's what I'm saying. There's from the male perspective, there is no equality or equanimity between men and women because you're still looking at things as a hierarchy. If you see things as an equality or then from an equality perspective, then there is no need for one group to get anything before another group does. Every group would be treated as human, as a whole.
That's a nice notion. That is a beautiful notion.
Yes, it is.
But guess what? We ain't gonna see it.
But
we're gonna be dead in the dirt before that actually happens.
But wait. Isn't that what the movements are for? That's yes or no?
Supposedly.
Okay, so if it is a feminist movement, or is the feminist movement not for women?
Yes, the feminist
okay,
movement is.
And I get what you're saying. You're saying that white women are getting it first, but you can't say that black men are not benefiting from the feminist movement.
No, black men are benefiting from the civil rights movements. That's what I'm saying. Like whenever there's a movement to push forward the agenda of black men, women.
No. We're talking about the feminist movement. The feminist movement.
I said both.
But you said
you're focusing on the feminist.
Because you said that women do not benefit from it.
Because you have a vagina, right?
Saying black women are still not paid equally to white women or black men.
And black men are not paid equally to white men.
Equivalently to white women or black men.
We could go potato potato.
That's very true.
Yeah, but that ain't got shit to do with loyalty.
But no, it's true. It's true, but it's both ways to what he was saying. Okay, all right.
Okay, well, I'll say this. If you look in Atlanta and in the African-American community, not the white community, African-American women in Atlanta far make more than black men. There's more six-figure black women in Atlanta.
And he would know because he only dates six-figure bitches.
Nah, I didn't tell you that. man, stop the B word out. I typically date somebody that's.
I know what gets your dick hard. You be like, let me see your FICA score, man.
Right. That beat came at the right time.
While you and your girl split.
Like, oh shit, she got an 820. I'm fucking with her.
No, that's your observation.
What is it, 15?
But that's your observation. That's not fact. That's how it looks to you. That's not what it is.
No. There are statistics that support that. No, but you could look it up. The black woman in Atlanta definitely on the economic scale is not even close.
So low. I want to touch back on. I made I stand on this. Loyalty is not supposed to be given to just any and everybody, right? Now,
Facts.
So I'm looking at a lot of nonsense and fuckery on social media. Women who are, woe is me, can't find a man, I'm a good woman, yet they don't want to be objectified, but every picture is just of them. Titties out, this is what my ass look like, I'm looking good, blah, blah, blah. I get all of that self-esteem build up for yourself because nobody else is building it up, but this shit is getting ridiculous because there's nothing else to look at but you showing me your tits and ass. So that's not the woman I'm giving loyalty to. The woman that if we're gonna talk about relationship, in this perspective, the woman that I'm going to give loyalty to.
Well, hold on. Right. You're talking about yourself now, right?
Right. Me.
Because there's some women who might be doing all those things, but they're supporting their household.
I get it. No. I get it.
So you're saying that man shouldn't be loyal to her because she's supporting her household, showing all that?
Man, listen. If that's the only way you could fix, that's like me saying I'm going to sell drugs. If I said I'm selling drugs, you're going to tell me, nigga, that's the only way you could support your household?
Doesn't matter what their decision is their decision. So my point to you is, if she's supporting her household,
all right,
that
so
way,
that might be 2%, bro. That might be 2%. The rest of them are not.
You got a club. You got a club at Magic City where I guarantee they supporting their household.
I'm just being gangster with it.
We changed up.
It's not being gangster with it.
I'm saying where my loyalty lies.
But you're categorizing, like she just said. You're categorizing. Now you're categorizing.
Okay, all right. So let me rephrase that. My loyalty will never lie with a woman in a relationship that isn't partnering, companion, confidant, and support. And if she's giving me that 110%, then I'm going to give it to her. And nothing is going to override that except for my children and my mama. And my mama's gone. So I got my legacy of children and my bloodline. But I can't even say it that way, because if she's involved with me that deeply, that my loyalty lies in, and then she's part of that legacy and family line too. But just the randoms, when I say the randoms, just because I've dated you 2 years or we've been whatever, however you want to tag it as, messing around, talking, whatever, that doesn't mean that gives carte blanche to 110% amount of loyalty. You might get 30%. Just because I'm unsure. You might wake up one day, I ain't really fucking with this nigga no more. Because that's happened. But if you got long-term ties, strong ties, spiritual ties, mental ties, you're sure, she's sure, then yes, we need to step up the loyalty game. And yes, we need to support the things that she's interested in. She has an interest as well as you, as a man does. And I think to have a better bond, we need to listen more. Whether or not we want to isn't the point. We need to listen. That way we have a better understanding. That whole Venus and Mars things, and you'll never understand a woman. Well, you know what? Try more. Try better.
Hold on.
You confuse me, dog.
But you don't hold on, but you don't think there's a Venus and Mars thing? You don't think that's real? You don't think that's real?
I do think it's real, but I'm just saying.
Okay, I'm about to say.
Like I said, a lot of these things can be achieved long term, but I probably won't be here to see it.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Venus and Mars, that shit's real.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. There's a difference.
No, I understand that the
difference.
chemistry and the DNA of males and females is different. I'm just saying
The whole
can
thought
do-
process. I think Dre said the
All
whole
of it.
thought process are
Every last bit of
different.
it.
The way we see things are different. They're different.
So the adaptation process, like she said, like where we came from, and throughout all this time, why haven't we evolved in those areas? Like I think a lot of women just want to be heard and
It's
listened
more
to.
than being heard. We want to be treated with the same level of respect and dignity that you treat
You will
men
get
with.
that. You will get
Hold
that if
on,
you
I'm
get
not-
off the twerking shit.
It's
Stop,
not-
wait,
Okay,
hold
first
on.
of all,
That's just
I
saying,
got
not
this.
you.
I got
I'm
this.
not saying you.
Let-
No,
let-
I'm not
Hold
saying
hold on,
you.
hold on,
See me
hold on.
twerk.
Let me do this as a man.
I'm just.
Listen, man, let me tell you something. Judging a woman off of social media is your first mistake.
Okay.
It's social media. To judge a woman off of what you, and we're saying women because we use women. I say to judge anyone off of social media is a huge mistake.
Okay, so now here's my mindset on it. So as we have evolved, we went from instant messenger. Remember when the computers, the little ping, whatever. So we got all the way to now. Your life becomes documented on the internet for the world to see, and people are filling that quote unquote electronic book with pieces of themselves. Now, what you're doing at 30, when you get to 60 and your kids is 18, 20, and they start looking at you as their parent, they're gonna judge you and go, wait a minute, mom and dad was crazy as fuck.
But that's based on what you as a person decide to put on that
That's the
social
whole
media
point that I
page
just- that's-
to
that's
share.
the whole
Your,
point.
your social media page as much as you want it to be. I know exactly what I don't make no mistakes with what I share on social media. So you're only gonna get what I want to
I'm
give
not
you.
I'm not saying you because
Okay,
you're
but
taking.
But it's not. It didn't. But it didn't start with the social media. It didn't start with social
No,
media.
but it was
started
quieter back in the
started
day.
with
We only had
hip-hop music
Polaroid
and
cameras.
Videos. It started with hip hop music and videos that were derogatory and disrespecting and misogynistic, that put women on there all naked, flapping their ass in the videos.
They had a choice,
said
like you just said, they
I'm
had a
not
choice
saying
to
they
be in
didn't
there.
have a choice. I'm saying this is where it started, where men were saying stuff in their lyrics like money over bitches, women ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Like there were all kinds of music during this time period that came out that was extremely disrespectful to women. And as if the lyrics weren't enough, the way they treated women in the video was disrespectful on top of it.
I agree.
What women learned from that was that in order to pay their bills in some cases and in order to support themselves, because men oftentimes weren't showing up to take care of their children, that this was a way that they could get enough money to support their families that they were taking care of by themselves. And that has transferred into social media also being an avenue where they can do the same thing and still get money to support their families that they're often taking care of by themselves. Who buys most of the music? It depends on the music.
You-
Women buy, even like you said, that rap, that nasty, that they buy that music and they subscribe to it.
To support the black man.
Yeah, definitely wink with
That's important, really.
Who's probably
What's the
supporting
word?
a couple of different black women. No,
We
that's
gotta
joke,
support
joke,
our,
joke.
We gotta support our people.
I a couple of number one fan Anita and another
That was
Unc.
So you
Second
bought the
part.
record Pro Baby?
Made the statement about the feminist movement in regards to that it was not for black women.
Right.
So I stand corrected, but the feminist movement was, we started talking about women, so I stand corrected on that. So I guess we need to start a black feminist movement.
Right.
I'm
Or,
just saying.
Just a movement for all humans to have equal rights.
Ne-
That's
never
also
need-
something
never.
we can do.
I like that. I like that.
I think that the movement I mean, we all fighting this movement for all humans to have equal rights.
I don't think we are. I think people still want a hierarchy. People are still feeling oppressed, and oppressed people want to oppress people. So as long as we have a system where there's a hierarchy, people are going to continue to want to feel like they're in some level of the hierarchy. They want to dominate somebody under them because they feel like somebody's dominating them.
So you feel that it's all for naught, for nothing.
I feel like it's all for
It's
ego.
a farce.
You feel it's a farce?
I think it's a farce.
It's all for
Because watch this.
It's all for
So
power
you
and
feel
control.
now we ain't gonna talk about Black Lives Movement because we had that last
Mm-hmm.
week, but you feel that everyone that we know of that are fighting for equal rights, and young lady, you better get on this microphone.
Thank you, Facebook, for coming
up here,
down with the statistics to support me.
Lean on up. You can lean in. We ain't got no.
Very, very new to all of this.
Yeah, we don't have numbers. Just lean in and talk. But I mean, so you feel that all that the people that we do know from our days when we looking back to the 60s and 70s, of the people that have been fighting on the struggle, you feel that they're doing it for.
I didn't say let me rephrase it because
Okay.
maybe you
said it was
misinterpreted.
you said it was a
I
farce.
said it's a farce, and you know what? Let me give the narrative to that. In the bigger scheme of things, I'm not looking at percentages. I'm not looking at partial. I'm just saying, come on, son. Like, let's be real. I'm a 4-figure nigga, like we always
So
say.
you feel that nothing
But
is
the
ever going to
6-figure
change.
dude, bossing, and he's gonna look down on me in most of them. Come on, man,
So
knock
you,
it off.
you feel that nothing is ever going to change.
I didn't think it's not gonna. I ain't saying it's not gonna change.
Okay.
I'm just saying we're working on a hard thing to achieve. It is very hard.
Yeah, we
and
know that.
I will always say this, and I live on this. Most of these things in my prayers, I pray that they happen, but they most likely will not happen in my lifetime.
They're gonna happen in my lifetime.
So
I'm just putting that out there. They're gonna happen.
No, I know we shift the narratives a little bit, y'all.
Yeah.
It's Classic Conversations. That's what happened.
yeah, that's what happened. That's what Nee said. Glad we don't stick to the script. You know, we never do. It's gonna always shake up.
gonna
But
shake it
if
up.
we are talking about loyalty, right? I think some great points were made. I think some great points were made about the loyalty of men.
Look, and some
to-
good points.
and to each other, and so I was sitting there just thinking in my mind about those moments. You know what I mean? When if I'm talking to a close male friend and my wife comes up and wants to have a conversation, in your opinion, Damien, or ladies, are we saying that loyalty means I should tell him, hey, no matter what we talking about, I should stop talking because now she wants to talk? Is that loyalty?
Okay, that sounds crazy as shit. And
I'm just no. Based on your point, that's not crazy.
No.
Yeah,
Again,
loyalty, yes or no?
interpret it.
Is that loyalty?
Watch this. If that scenario happened to me, I'm talking to you on the phone. We talking, and then she comes.
Now she knows it's you. She gonna tell me to hang the phone up. But go ahead.
She's coming with some bullshit. Honey, can I wait a second? This is serious. Or if it's a serious situation that has to be dealt with right there on the spot, hey, Lo, I'm going to have to call you back. We're going to take a pause on this. I got to take care of something.
I think that's a priority.
So what are we
issue.
saying then? Tell me what
It's
we're saying.
What you prioritize.
That's all. I have to
think
figure out which one's the priority.
I think
All right.
I think it has to do with what you prioritize, because whether you prioritize the content of the conversation, the topic, the seriousness.
Who prioritizes it? Me or her? I need to
It's what you
prioritize.
know. I'm saying whether or not it's an issue of loyalty depends on what you prioritize.
Okay.
So if you prioritize the relationship, then it's one aspect. If you prioritize the content,
The relationship
of the
to my friend or
conversation,
to my wife?
both. Either one. So if you prioritize the relationship to your wife or the relationship to your friend, most likely you're going to choose to finish out whatever conversation you're having with her first, and then get back to your friend. However, if you prioritize content of the conversation, if your friend's content seems more pressing than whatever you're talking to your wife about, You may choose to talk to her later and deal with your friend because that's where your priorities lie. So that's not necessarily a matter of loyalty. It's
That's
a matter
not
of
loyalty.
what you
Okay, so
prioritize.
Okay.
But I do want to give a personal example of something that happened to me that kind of shaped my feelings and thoughts on this subject, and why when you called me or texted me about coming on this particular show, I was so excited about it. I had a situation about 7 years ago maybe now, where I was going through a really tough time, and this, like, it shook me. It shook me to the point where it, like, made me reevaluate everything about what I believe to be true in life. Because up to that point, I thought that male and female friendships could exist the same way female friendships did, the same way male friendships did. I didn't know that there was a difference. I didn't separate them. I didn't think anything different about them. And I felt like I had a lot of good male friends, just like I had a lot of good female friends. Anyway, one time I was going through a difficult situation, and I was talking to a guy friend on the phone. I'd never been in any kind of sexual relationship with this person. But he kept saying, we're friends. And I was like, cool. We've been friends for like 5 years, right? So I'm going through this situation, a financial situation, and he's like, is there anything I can do to help? I was like, if you can think of anything you can do to help, I would be happy for the help. So anyway, I told him I had DVDs that I could sell. He was like, send me some. I'll sell them around my job to help you out. And I was like, cool. Then he says to me, so what are you going to do for me? I was like, what do you mean? He goes, am I going to get my dick wet?
Yeah, that's
and not. I said, I don't understand the question. And he was just like, well, I mean, if I do this for you, are you gonna wet my dick a little? I was like, okay, first of all, we're friends, right? So if your male friend came to you and asked you,
female friends can suck their male friends' dick.
On.
You know that, right?
If your male friend came to you and asked you the same thing, would you say that to him? And
No, I'd say he's gay.
Hell no. And I said, so if you went to your male friend and you said, hey, yo, homie, look, I need a little bit of money. I'm struggling right now. Can you help me out? He was like, oh, that nigga would be there, no problem. I said, and if he said to you, am I going to get my dick wet, how would you feel? He would say, I was ready to bust that nigga in the mouth. I'm like, exactly. So why do you feel like it's okay to say that to me as your female friend when you would not tolerate any man saying that to you, and you would not dare say that to any man? That's not loyalty. That's totally disrespectful.
It is.
And so from
right. See, that's what they saying it. Right. That was not your friend.
Right.
Now see what happened then, and what happened then is and I tell people this all the time, man. Sometimes the bad stuff that happened in your life is not the devil. Sometimes it's lessons for you. Mm-hmm. And what that did was show you, this dude ain't my friend. Because that's the one thing that y'all have, I'm telling you, it's hard for y'all. I get it. Don't no men see a woman across the room and say, damn, man, she gonna be a good ass friend. We don't do that. What we don't, I'm telling you, Venus and Mars, that whole thing, let's rock with it. Get with it. No, get with it. Venus and Mars, we're just different. We're different, Venus and Mars. So what happens is that man will go across the room and try and holler at that woman, and she's the only one that can put him into the so-called friend zone. I don't care if you got a man. He's going to be your friend up until the time that you are vulnerable. This happened to be the time that he thought that you was vulnerable, so that's why he shot his shot. So now what happens now as a woman, you got to recognize, you know what, this cat ain't my friend. Now I know who he is.
You start looking at men differently.
I did.
Well, see, you should.
World differently. I had to take off my rose-colored
and that's the hardest thing. That's the hardest thing for women, I think.
Oh, and let me be very clear with this one. It ain't just men. I've seen women with women friends that were lesbians, and they've been opportunists too. They will wait till that woman is vulnerable.
Same preface.
I'm just saying, but they'll wait till that woman was vulnerable, and then all of a sudden,
male or female.
Same
preface.
I mean,
John Victor.
It's just I mean, that's something, and it's hard for you as women. And again, I don't know about the other races, but I know as far as black women, it is hard for y'all to, and it's not no fault of yours. I mean, we're good at it. Let's just face it. We're pretty damn good at it. It's hard for y'all to recognize if he's actually your friend or if he's just somebody waiting around for that vulnerable moment. And it's nothing against the woman. It's just something that it is. I mean, and I don't know of anything that's ever going to change that. Seriously.
You're
it's
right.
sad.
What you're saying is absolutely correct. And that's kind of what you're saying about it being hard for black women is what I was saying to his point earlier, because black women were over-sexualized historically by white women, even during during Jim Crow, during slavery, during all those time periods, we were over-sexualized, and it was profitable. And now it's a thing where it grew into a thing where we were then over-sexualized also by black men, like I said, in the music video industry and the television industry, and I shouldn't say by black men, because at the end of the day, let's face it, white men are behind those industries too. Yeah, but I'm just saying that it's historically a fact that black women are over-sexualized and often mistreated as a result of that.
I believe that.
But when it comes to this is why this question was so poignant for me, is because finally somebody asked the question, like, with regard to loyalty, is this something that's happening? Because that's a question that's not often asked. And so while you have all of these groups of people, demeaning, mistreating, over-sexualizing, nobody stops to think about how it affects women or the impact it has on women, not just socially, but psychologically, mentally, and beyond that, the impact it has on your kids that are being raised by single mothers who are being treated in this way. Because when you talk about how a man grows up to treat women because he was raised by a single mother, we're not taking into account the psychological trauma that woman has suffered at the hands of society that she now has to take into raising these children. We're not talking about the social effects that woman has endured and what her beliefs are based on what she's seen growing up as a child, as a girl, as a teenager, as a woman, as a young woman who's been constantly catcalled and over-sexualized and now has to raise children by herself and be everything to them. We always want to judge how these boys are turning out because they were raised by single women, but we're not taking into account the psychology and what led to that of these women who were also raised by single women.
So let me ask you, based on that scenario and based on the topic, right? Are you combining the loyalty? Where you place the loyalty in that, or is that, how do you categorize that particular issue?
Talking about I'm talking about the loyalty as well, because here's another scenario. I have a friend who was raised by a single mother, and we had this conversation a couple years ago, and he talked about growing up being raised by a single mother and how she would have lots of men come over to spend time because she needed a man in her life. So she would have these men that she thought were there for her, that she was trying to get to be a part of her life. And a lot of those men were just basically there to use her, to take advantage of her, or opportunists waiting for their chance. But he said what would happen for him is initially he felt like he hated these men. He was like, oh, I'll never be like that. He couldn't stand the way that these men treated his mom. He wanted to fight these men. He would, in his mind, he's like, I'm never going to be like this. Like, he wasn't old enough to do something about it, but he had so much anger and frustration in his inability to stand up for his mom and do something to get these men out of her life. And then he said at a certain point, his mindset changed where he saw, like, well, this is how men treat women, and he became one of those men. And, you know, he's like, yeah, a lot of times the men would sit me down and be like, hey, little homie, you know, yeah, I'm doing this or that, but that's just between us, or that's just what men do. Like, these men would talk to him, and that's what I'm saying. Like, when there's a loyalty between men, it starts at these young ages where you have these opportunistic men who are taking advantage of women and sitting their sons down on the sidelines, having conversations with them about this is how you're supposed to treat women, or these are things that you can do, these are ways you can get over, these are ways you can take advantage. Nobody is sitting these boys down talking to them about a positive way to affect a woman's life, about a positive way to influence a woman's life, about a way to be there and be loyal to them and be supportive of them and be considerate of them and be, you know, helpful to them. All of the conversations that you typically hear amongst men have to do with how to take advantage of women, not ever how to support women. Even in comedy circles, if I'm outside in a group and there's a woman that walks by, you don't ever hear a man say anything like, man, I would love to be a valuable part of that woman's life. No, they say, I will fuck the shit out that bitch.
You know what?
And I'm saying, like,
not only in comedy circles, that's period.
That's everywhere.
That's
That-
right, and that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
But I see that because I am a woman in circles that are male-centric, even more often probably than women who are in other environments.
Christy, so you feel better? Nobody says that about you.
Thank you.
Oh, you so.
I appreciate you. Cheers to that, darling.
Nobody ever stands around in a comedy circle and you
this
walk
is
by
why-
and they be like, damn, I want to fuck the shit out of her. Nope,
Yes,
they don't
they
say
do.
it.
I've heard them. They've said it in
is-
front of me. Okay?
This is why, you know, I know Angelo has coached kids. He has his own kids. You know, I've coached. You know, it's one thing that we stand on is trying to put some positivity in the air for the younger generation. But you're right. There are a lot of, I guess you can call it rhetoric going around, you know, in these young guys' ears or whatever. You know, and let's face it, we can't stop it all. But, you know, it's no different than when I was working in the prison system. I used to always say, if I could reach one, I've done a hell of a job. If I could reach two, I'm over exceeding that type of deal. So, you know, I implore men, you know, if you can, you know, put some positivity in a younger man's ear in regards to having an effect on a woman's life.
So what is that thing in social studies when you do an outline, like you do an outline, then you do point A, point B. So I'm gonna go to another point. Men with daughters, loyalty. So man will be with a woman, have a daughter, and he will straight talk his daughter, no man is supposed to do this, no man is supposed to do that, blah, 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 blah. And then right after that, treat the mother the same way he just told the daughter she shouldn't be treated. And it is exhibited. The brother got a sister. Sister got a boyfriend. He got a girlfriend. He done strangled his girlfriend, but his sister's boyfriend had an argument with her and called her out her name. Oh, he over there fired up like he ready to beat this nigga ass. That's a little confusing because you doing the same shit. Oh, but don't do it to mine. I think that's something that is questionable in this loyalty topic. Like if I'm loyal, I'm also gonna be fair. My loyalty is not to the nigga that just robbed the liquor store to come to my house and hide out. Just because I tell a nigga he can't hide out don't mean I ain't loyal. I'm just not stupid. So I think that, like I said, it's a across the board statement and people interpret it as they will, but start looking at it all. The best thing, something good, Christy. No, actually, I'm gonna give you this one. Great. You started redefining, reflecting, and looking at everything differently because of one lesson. And that's a great thing. It's a hard thing to do because change is difficult, but you overcame it. And if you can overcome it, I am rest assured a lot of other people can. So kudos to you.
Dre said he was raised by a single woman, strong black woman, up to the woman that she exposed her son to. She has a responsibility to expose them to positive men. You know, myself, JT, were also raised the same way. Yep. So I totally agree with that statement, 100%. And it actually ties back, although we were joking about it, to MJ's original point about socioeconomic class. It does tie into that. It ties in, and the reality of it is, there's a bunch of single moms out there who've just done an extraordinary job raising their kids. Thanks. And raising them to be men, boys to men, the whole 9 yards. And I think a strong black woman recognizes that sometimes that boy needs to be around men. Right. You know what I mean? It don't have to be, you don't have to have 10 Uncle Johnnies coming to the house. Right. You know what I'm saying? To do that.
This is where, we've talked about this on prior shows. Yeah. This is where the village comes in, but the village has been broken.
The village is no more?
The village has been torn apart because of the simple fact.
Infiltrated big time.
Yeah, because of the simple fact that the village was, when you was growing up, when you were 5, those same people that lived down the street were there when you were 16. Now you got people moving from apartment to apartment. And it comes with the whole economy thing. Everybody have to move for their jobs or that apartment raised the rent, so you got to move and everything. So it's changed the village the way it is. I actually just got invited to speak to some youth. And out of the blue, it blew me away that it's somebody that I don't even really rock with, but I know them, they know me. And they actually asked me to come out and speak to some youth because they know my story about not being with my father and all that type of stuff. We talk about the schools and everything. That's something that, we've talked about the schools that LeBron has done, that Kevin Durant has done, a couple other players have done that's not really put out in the media. But that would be so dope, man, if some of these boys and girls clubs or some of these academies or whatever that have a lot of these kids that's actually in single mother homes would actually have positive role models to come and give classes, to some of these young men, and actually give some of the classes to some of the young women. Because again, like she said, yeah, a lot of we're not growing up with our fathers around, but, let's face it, our young ladies are also seeing their mothers in a positive light. And even though it's in a positive light, by no fault of the single mother, sometimes it takes a reverse effect on that young lady to where she feels, I don't need no man. It happens. And that's something I think that we need to start pushing for as a whole in regards to, we have a lot of boys and girls clubs, community centers, in our neighborhoods that actually, and I'm not saying they need, I'm doing it for free. I'm not saying it's something, if you want to get things improved in your community, you have to be willing to go out and do something in your community and not always want to do it because of the almighty dollar. Don't get me wrong, I would love to get paid for it, but if they ask me to come out and do it for free,
You're being paid in your entrance to heaven.
Hey, I can rock with that too. I again, like I said, I was invited, and I will do it, you know what I'm saying? But that's, that last point that you made in regards to the single moms and everything, that actually brings up
Short little interruptions. V has to leave, so I'm going to walk out and I'll be right back.
Push it. But you leaving? You ain't said what the? Woo! Hey.
I've said a few things.
Matter of fact, next time you come, you're going to sit right there. Right in front of the camera. We're going to make you talk.
I'm all about it.
A lot of people on your
feed.
Go
ahead.
But I appreciate speaking to how strong black women they had as mothers, or speaking to the mothers that they had and saying they needed, their mothers. It's up to the mom to create a positive environment for the kid. It's up to the mom to decide who influences them. It's up to the mom to determine who she brings around them. And I don't disagree with any of those points, but my point was to the psychology of what those women went through. Like, we're judging women without really knowing what they've been through, right? We don't know what all they've been through. We don't know how they came upon having all of these kids that they're raising by themselves. Some of them made choices that may not have been in their best interest because they didn't have strong parental person's there to protect them or help them or see them, and some of them just were, horny as hell, whatever their reasons were. Some of them were also raped, molested, mistreated. We don't know what their stories are. If you had a strong black mother who was there and supportive of you and who helped you to grow up to be a healthy, whole person, kudos to you. However, that is not a great deal of the people that we are experiencing in the society that we face on a daily basis, and that's kind of what I'm speaking to. And instead of taking it upon myself to judge those people of their experience, I'm acknowledging what their experience was and saying that this is something that we need to look at as a society when we're looking at people and we're looking at women, we're looking at loyalty, we're looking at how they're being treated, what's really going on, because we all know that there are a lot of things that happen to girls, young girls, teenage girls as they're growing up that gets covered over, that's not being talked about. We know that these things are happening. And these are the same women that are then raising children. And they're taking a lot of that pain and anger and frustration into raising these children. And sometimes they're embedding it in those children. And so we have a lot of kids who are angry for no reason. I won't say no reason, but they're angry, they're frustrated, they've been talked down to, they've been berated, they've been told they ain't shit because they look like they daddy. They've been told all kinds of things, their whole life. And then these are the people that we're expecting to make sound decisions moving forward. And I'm like, the issue that you brought to our attention with regard to loyalty is one aspect, but the levels of it are so deep and sorted that it really is going to take a lot of time to filter through, if we can, to actually bring people to a sense of wholeness.
Okay. So, ask a cop. Just loyalty. Where you at with it? Based on everything tonight, based on, the conversation at hand.
Like I said, I still think it's levels of it and classism with it. I mean, I was raised, and my family, the men in my family is just that way, that it's your job to take care of your family, and you support your wife because your wife is your backbone. So if your wife's your backbone, how you don't support her? I just know if I'm out, and I might say we go out with me and my boys, might hit a steakhouse, then we go to the club or whatever, or to the strip club, whatever we go. The whole time I'm there, by the end of the night, I'm saying, I can't wait to get home.
But you have siblings. Lost her. Call back. We just lost you. You have siblings, right?
Yeah, one sister.
Okay, sister, not a brother. All right, without that won't really apply then, because I was going to ask, do you see the loyalty the same in your siblings or even your friends? I know we get to our age, friends are real selective. You know what I mean? you start really selecting who you really consider a friend. So do you feel comfortable saying that all your friends are the same way?
I'll be honest with you, because I associate with people that I like and that reflect me. I'm not going to hang with somebody that is, okay, good example, you just be weird all the time. Fuck this bitch, fuck that hoe, nigga this, nigga that. That's not my type of person. So I'm not saying it's bad, so I don't want to piss people off, but I'm used to being around black people.
Piss people
I
off.
like black people. And I like people that have a whole, like, if you're a Christian, you're going to hang around more Christians. Or somebody of faith. You know what I'm saying? It's just normal. It's just normal. And it doesn't have anything to do with money, because all my partners ain't got money, but they all have the same value system that I do. Our kids all play together, and we have a barbecue. If there's a sporting event, we support each other. It's things like that. That's family. But part of that is uplifting your woman. To me, I can't identify with her. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I can't identify with her. Because if I'm dating somebody, that's my first and last. The first I'm saying, like, hey baby, you got anything planned this weekend? Okay, yeah. Mind if I go hang the boys? Boom. Okay, boom. And that's how we do it. Or she going out. She might say, I'm going out, like she's go to the club all the time. So I'm like, cool. That gives me my opportunity to go hang with my boys. But if she said for a minute, I want to go here, I'm going to take my lady to the show first. know, in fact, I've done that when I had the opportunity to go to a concert and work with Bond. Man, let's go to the movie. I just
know.
went with the girl because she was looking forward to it.
All right, hold on for that question. Go ahead, caller.
Okay.
Caller,
I
you
don't have a
on?
question. I have a statement. Hold on, I'm trying to mute this.
Hold on, that question. Go ahead, caller.
Okay, so my statement is, can you hear me?
Yeah, turn your phone or whatever you're listening to down because you're getting the
trying
delay.
to. Okay.
But we hear you though.
So the whole thing with loyalty and the single moms, we want to blame a lack of loyalty on the way our mom chose to raise or how many kids she had or not having our father in the house. But we never really question how the mom got to that point, for one. And for two, we see a mama with 4 kids and no father in the house, and we expect for a man to be ready to step in and take on a responsibility. But if you see a man with 4 kids, and God forbid if he got different baby mamas, we give him hell. Why nobody ever look to step in and help him? One thing I learned, if you want no loyalty, you'll find out through his kids. If a man got 4 kids, 4 different baby mamas, he's taking all 4 of them, I'll take him any day. But we never look at that aspect of it. It's automatically categorized like we've been doing all night on the show. Black men, black women. But loyalty cannot be an overall conversation, really, because everybody got their own definition.
That's a great point, though.
So if a mom wants to be loyal to her kids, if you see you got to, with no daddy, why not stop there? But you can't keep going, and then when you have to raise them alone, we want to blame fatherless kids on lack of loyalty. No, loyalty is in you, period.
Right, it's all in you.
Either you got it or you don't.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah, you got to be able
And
to
that's
tap into
just
it.
that simple.
Period.
Every single situation, your loyalty will tap in if you're loyal. If you ain't loyal, you just ain't loyal.
Yeah.
Chris, you got a comment on that?
And that's how I feel about loyalty.
All right. You got a comment?
Thank you, caller.
Appreciate you calling in with that.
No, I agree to an extent. I feel like there are people who are loyal and people who aren't loyal. What I was saying about single mothers isn't necessarily about loyalty per se, but what I will say is with regard to men, like I feel like when as women we see a man with a whole bunch of kids, we do not give him as hard a time or as much difficulty as women get when they have a bunch of kids trying to find somebody in a relationship. And I think that's primarily because most of the time men don't have those kids with them. Like
right.
with the
Daily.
woman, when you're a single mother, you typically have those kids with you all the time. And so
Every day.
When a man comes into that situation, he's like, okay, I'm going to have to deal with somebody else's kids every day. Whereas with a woman, when we see a man with a bunch of kids, we hardly ever see those kids, if ever.
Right.
And so I don't think
and we
the
wouldn't have a
level
problem
of-
if you'll let us whoop them. Like, y'all won't let us whoop them.
I don't
You
think
feel?
the level of loyalty.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a hand for Mr. Darrow Down.
In the building. You already know. I'm here. I'm running late. I'm sorry. But, yeah,
You're
man.
running late, nigga. It's over.
I know.
It's definitely
But I'll
over.
be back next week.
Absolutely.
Caller, you want to go ahead and state your name and everything so that we can, give you credit for that call in?
Absolutely, light skin QT. Kiki Chappelle in the comments.
Oh, that Kiki. Girl. Hey, man. I appreciate you, girl. Yeah.
Helping me out. Thank you.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Yeah. Appreciate you calling in.
Any pop-up shops coming up? You want to shout out?
September 18th.
Where?
Just follow me on Instagram, QC_Pop Shop Guru for the information.
Pop Shop Guru.
Pop Shop Guru. Okay. What's she popping though?
It's Pop Shop. Just she.
Sex.
Sex. Oh.
She popping at that game.
All right, then. What was that Instagram
No, I
again?
said sex. I said sex.
Yeah.
FATTS.
Georgia got
Yeah,
excited. See that Lord? See how that Lord just went out the window?
Actually, that loyalty came real quick.
We dealing with one.
Girl, you about to get them followers like crazy.
Loyalty.
appreciate you calling in and tuning in, Kiki. Appreciate you.
It's hard to
Absolutely.
have
Thank you for those comments.
one-track mind.
All right. So as we wrap this up, Damien, you got any other comments on your loyalty statement, brother?
I think that this forum has been enlightening in many ways. I just kind of sidebar JT, like, this is humans. We internalize and we look at things from where we are, and that's okay. But the hard conversations really need to start happening, and they need to start happening with sincerity, honesty, and intellect.
Yeah, and I just wanted to let it be known that anything that you might see on Facebook, people who follow me, just know that it's because I love my people, and I will explain in 7 days.
Oh,
hey,
7 days.
Wait,
it's
watch
going
this.
down.
I'm sorry. I got to tag on that because he just reminded me of something that I was wanting to say, but I forgot it. So, there is no need to explain everything to everyone because everyone isn't interested. If they are interested and authentically and sincerely wanting to understand, they will ask. And then you will be able to have that dialect. So with that said, this whole post, this whole conversation was your interest as a show to find out more, which was sincere, and it was direct, and it allowed it to be full circle, meaning everybody had a say in it, everybody had a opportunity to give their narrative and their perspective, and that's the way I think we're going to champion and go into growth.
Like I told y'all, his page is dope, but I also scrolled down Daryl Dam's page.
Yes, sir.
Why would you
Let me tell you something.
Somebody hurt Daryl.
His topics are about to be topics on Classic Conversations.
Hey, listen, man. Yeah, I'm saying people be trying to say somebody hurt me. Ain't nobody hurt me. Only thing that hurt me is the fact that our people are at the bottom. That's it. All I try to do is point out the issues that I know stand. That's it.
Stay tuned, man. I'm telling
Stay tuned. It's going down.
I think I went back. All I went back was like 4 days. And
That's all you had to do.
I was sitting there like, yo.
Did you disagree or did you agree?
He'll say next week. Hey, he'll elaborate next week.
Okay.
You seen them cartoons where they had them question marks around? I had a couple of the question marks flying around. Yeah, we're going to get into that for sure.
I love it.
Yeah, next week going to be the Daryl Dam show, buddy.
What I will say about Daryl is, and I love this boy to death, and he knows it, he provokes thought.
That's all I'm doing.
Whether or not you judging him, and damn, he provokes you to think.
That's it. And see,
that's all I do.
That's another thing I want to do on the show. You were saying some things about bringing judgment. Kiki asked about everybody's loyalty because everybody has a different definition of loyalty. So in regards to judgment, I want to have a show in regards to what is judgment?
What other facets of loyalty is it?
In regards to when people are judging, people say, oh, you're judging him, you're judging her. If you make an opinion, is that a judgment? So don't answer it today.
No, I just want to know what other facets are there to loyalty. Like I can only come up with one facet, and that's, like supportive, ride with you.
Well, the question was, are men more loyal to their homies than they are to their women or women? Or women? I just corrected myself.
Are they more loyal
to their women or to women in general? Are they more loyal to their homies than to their women? The women in their
The women in their circle, are they more loyal to their homies than they are to their women in their circle?
Oh, talking about women or men?
Are men more loyal to their homeboys than they are to their women?
I would agree with that. They probably more loyal to their homies because, like, they can be transparent with their homies. You feel me? It's almost like you get to dump that sugar out the Kool-Aid bucket. You feel me? You get to dump that sugar out the Kool-Aid bucket with your homeboy. It's like you can talk about stuff that really bother you that you can't always talk to your old lady about, because especially this day
they're going to the old lady. Okay.
Yeah, this don't.
It ain't going.
I'm saying old lady, girlfriend. I'm saying whatever.
This isn't boxed into just relationship thing.
Like I'm saying, when you loyal, like I'm loyal to anybody that I say I love. If I say I love you, I'm loyal to you.
On the show, he was much more vocal than.
I would have. Loyalty. You know what everybody can identify with loyalty. I don't feel like it's
transparent with your woman if you choose to.
You can't be.
It's definitely an option.
No, I can call Lo and tell Lo, hey, goddamn, my old lady gained a little bit of weight, man, and last night I seen her laying on her side and her stomach was on the bed and it kind of threw me off.
You can't
feel me?
tell her that?
I can say I can't tell that to you, because now you about to change the whole energy of how you deal with me. If I be like, baby, hey, listen, you got to put something on. Last time you was laying on your side.
I know to put something on.
I'm saying, but when I say put something on, you gonna be like, why you want me to put something on? And then when I tell you because your stomach was hanging on the bed when you was laying on your side, you gonna be like, what the fuck you mean by that? And then now I got to deal with you going to bed in the snowsuit.
Okay, but what does that have to do with loyalty?
Huh?
What does that have to do with loyalty?
I'm just saying, I'm saying like, you ask, is you more loyal to your homie or your what's name? And I'm saying, the only reason that I would say you're more loyal to your homie is because you can genuinely dump into him and allow him to process it. And
okay,
you know
but what about your female friends that you're not in the relationship with? Can you not?
Because
call
you can't.
them and
If I come to you talking to you about a chick whose stomach was hanging on the laying on the bed, you're gonna defend her off the bat.
No.
You're gonna be like, what you know about her? How you know she don't have a gland problem? How you know cholesterol don't run in her family?
Oh, she had your babies.
Right, she had babies and all. Come on, bruh. Come on. Like, I know it's gonna be excuses, so it's like,
That's an assumption.
Oh, stop. If I'm talking to you and I'm telling you, so you mean to tell me if a man come to you telling you about the messed up things about his wife?
My brothers always.
I'm not talking about your brothers. I'm not talking about your brothers.
Let me finish my sentence. So
go ahead.
My brother, I have several brothers, and one of them, when he wants to talk to me, he will come to me and he'll be like, "Look, I want to talk to you. I got some stuff to say to you, but I need to talk to you as a brother, not as a sister. I need to talk to you like I'm talking to a dude."
Right.
And I'll be like, "All right, go ahead."
Exactly.
And then we'll have a conversation, and he'll be like, "All right, cool."
Okay.
And he'll hang up.
Right, and whatever conversation he had, could you have that with somebody that you feel like is supposed to love you?
Yes, if they come with the same disclaimer.
Exactly. See, I need you to understand.
There's an if. There was an if.
I'm talking to you as your friend, not as your girl.
Wait. You know what? As funny as that sounds, so I'm gonna narrate this as.
Be brief, Damien.
All right, being brief. Those are the important things. I said this on the other show. We don't do the important work before we start fucking, and now all of a sudden we together, because we didn't have that kind of conversation. We didn't say, listen, are you okay with us having this kind of tailored relationship where I can come to you and put things out like this, and you do not.
You know that's not when you get into the relationship, all that changes, bro.
You sound like a Disney movie.
It does.
Yeah, you sound like a Disney movie.
Relationships where people be like, okay, I don't want to talk to you as a woman. I want to talk to you as a comedian.
Come on
okay?
now, you can't.
It is totally. All right. All right. I'm shutting up.
All right. Here we go. And my audience, y'all type in yours. As I say the top 5, y'all type them in so I can call them out. We're going to our top 5. We do a top 5 every week, guys. And since I got a room full of comedians, top 5 this week, top 5 comedians of all time. Ask a cop.
Ooh. At what? He said at what?
MJ going first. Go.
Dave Chappelle, Richard Pryor,
of all time.
Let's see. That's 3. This is hard. Shit. I'd go with Wanda Sykes.
Brown nose.
Cuzzo.
And
Brown nose.
You stupid.
Doodoo Brown. I like that.
Doodoo Brown. Boy, I'm going to tell Doodoo Brown he made the top 5, but he going to love that.
I like your show.
Right. We
You know what I'm
said top
saying?
5.
He appreciate that,
We
man.
didn't say who you like. We said top 5.
I'm telling you, mine, who I
Like a
like,
waterfall,
listen
this
to and
motherfucker
watch live.
There you go.
You can't beat Chappelle live.
Crystal, you got top 5 all time.
I'm gonna go ahead and say me.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle, definitely. George Carlin. I like Bill Engvall. And how many is that?
It's 3.
4? That's 3. Did you count me?
Oh, you, Dave Chappelle, George. Okay, one more.
Yeah, I just had it. It was no, it was not that. I can't. Dang, I just lost it that fast. And I don't want to say the wrong person. Come back to me.
You want your 5th one later? Daryl, who you got?
Okay. All right. Well, look, I
Oh,
got
Cat Williams. It was Cat Williams.
Cat Williams.
yeah, good choices. I got Dave, Chris Rock, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, K-Dub.
K-Dub. All right. Mr. Inappropriate, who you got?
As Christy said, I got me, George Carlin, T.K. Kirkland, John Leguizamo, and Flip Wilson.
Flip Wilson. All right, old school. D. Wayne, who you got? Talk loud. Martin Lawrence. Eddie. Mike Epps. Cat. Chris Rock. Will, who you got? You don't. You ain't gonna stop you from answering your top 5. Bo, who you got? Top 5 comedians of all time.
Richard Pryor, Red Fox, George Carlin.
Several of y'all named George Carlin. Who?
Brian Regan.
Okay. And Bo Peep.
I'll go. I'll go with Eddie Murphy, Bernie Mac,
Bernie.
Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Kevin Hart.
Wow. Okay.
I better be one of them.
Let me read my audience first. Nita says she got Mom's Mabley. She went way back. Richard Pryor, Bill Cosby, Rob Stapleton, Flip Wilson. Jaren said Bruce. Oh, you gave me one, Jaren. Kiki got Chris Tucker, Bernie Mac, Martin, Bruce. Need one more from you. Jaren added Eddie Griffin.
Why you ain't giving us yours?
I'm about to do mine. I'm gonna do mine last. I was trying to make sure I read everybody else's first. All right, I got Richard Pryor. He's by far my favorite of all time. I was watching some Richard Pryor the other day. And then speaking of Richard Pryor, man, let me say this to y'all. I told my son this the other night. Do y'all remember, y'all of age, most of everybody in the room, y'all remember when you had to watch, you listen to Richard Pryor stuff on records?
On the records, yeah.
Yeah, on record, right? Remember that jump, man? I said listen to it on record. And you had to visualize.
The joke.
You had to visualize the joke, and the jump was still absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, build a picture for you, man. And Richard did that jump to a T.
Yeah.
So did
You know what he was good at? He was good at giving
Fox did that too.
everything in the room a voice. You feel me? If he threw the CD, it went, ah! If
Right.
he got great.
Right.
If it was a rat, the rat peeked out and said, hey, what y'all doing? You
Yep.
feel me? It was all, everything had a voice. That's what gave him that.
It's like you was in the
Yeah.
room with him.
I'm just saying, everything had a voice.
You're
If
right.
If he pick up the phone said something before he answered it. The phone said, hey, nigga, what you doing?
said, I'm
And
not
then he
that
answered
old.
it. You feel me? It's just genius shit like that.
Genius, man. And he was way beyond his time. Rich was beyond his time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now,
right.
Will, you either gonna give him a 5 or not, man.
Right.
Don't just throw one in.
You
You give him a
busy-
5
you
or not.
busy
You
a
can
minute
excuse
ago.
him. I'm working over here. Go ahead.
All right, go ahead, Will.
Paul Mooney.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Dick Gregory.
Oh man.
Flip.
Dick Gregory,
Dick Gregory.
Richard Pryor. Did I say Richard Pryor? I didn't say Richard.
No, you good. You at 4.
Bo Peep. Now that's brown. Now that's brown nosing.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you. Hey, look, DC and TK is right there with me.
Jaron added Red Fox, Dick Gregory, and Bill Cosby to his list.
You still only gave us one. You know.
I'm about to do it now. Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle, Red Fox. I love the old school Red Fox. And my man died before his time.
Yep.
Bebe's
Kids.
Bebe's Kid. Robin Harris.
Robin Harris.
Robin Harris.
Man, I'll whoop y'all ass, man. Nigga died in what, 18? What he died, 1890 what?
It's hard. It's hard.
It's hard.
But that's what the top 5 is all about.
Yeah. That's
That's what the top 5 was all
He
about.
died in Robin Harris died in
That's
Prohibition.
right, Nita Mudbone, man. That's what I was thinking about. That's what I was thinking about when I was talking about it. Mudbone. That man born in Tupelo,
Mudbone.
Mississippi.
You gotta put the women out there.
Chocolate was funny. Wanda Sykes, absolutely hilarious.
Rita Redner.
Brown nose. Ellen was definitely
Yeah,
funny.
Simone was funny in her day. Yeah, she was out there doing it. She was dope.
In her day.
Yeah, I don't know. Is she still doing stand up?
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
LaWanda Page. Yeah, folks don't know about LaWanda Page, but she was funny. Nita mentioned Moms Mabley.
mentioned her.
I was gonna say.
It makes sense why y'all don't be laughing at my jokes, man. Like, I can tell.
He said it makes sense.
By who y'all like. You feel me? That's why. It makes sense now. Okay.
Hey, man.
Oh, man. I can't wait the next week, man. I promise you, man.
Yeah, it's going down next week.
I'm going to be in the gym. I'm talking about bring all the feminists.
Shirley Hempfield. Okay, Shirley was funny.
And see Sansar.
Shirley, who?
Shirley Hempfield. You remember Shirley Hempfield?
Man, hell no. You don't know. He don't know who it is either.
Man, she played on What's Happening. What's happening, man? What you talking about?
What's happening?
Was she stand up?
She was standing.
Who? What? Which one was she on? What's
You
happening?
can look back at if you go back to I don't know if any of y'all ever watched
With the flat nose?
Yeah, if any of y'all ever watched the Richard Pryor show.
I hated her nose.
Was up
The
there.
Richard Pryor show. You hate that show?
No, her nose.
Oh, Richard Pryor show. If you ever go back and watch that, man, that show.
Yes.
Number 1 is a classic. Number 2, you will see all the comedians that Richard Pryor put on. I mean, it is absolutely amazing. The comedians, you're talking about Robin Williams, and you just go down the list, man, of jokers who was on that show before their time. Paul Mooney as a young buck, and it's just amazing, man. And that show has so much history behind it. I mean,
Yeah, we said Monique.
classic.
And y'all got y'all got to understand when we say Red Fox, we talking
Monique
about
definitely one of
we
the
talking
top
about Red
females.
Fox before Sanford and Son.
Say top 50.
Yes, he was an animal.
He was funny. He was funny on Sanford and Son, but he did stand up before Sanford and Son. A lot of people don't know that.
raw and uncut stand up.
Smoking a
Smoking a
cigarette.
cigarette.
Wait, wasn't that chick he always
Smoke a
talked
whole
about
pack.
on us? What's her
Whole
name on
pack
Esther?
of squares.
That's
right there.
LaWanda Page. That's it. That's LaWanda
With
Page.
With a concholine. It had finger waves on.
Yeah, Marsha Warfield was on that Richard Pryor show. Yeah, Marsha Warfield was
Oh, I
another
forgot
one.
about Marsha
Yeah.
Warfield. Yeah, she was dope too.
Man.
Anyway, ask a cop what you got, man. Closing remarks.
Closing remarks. I'm gonna switch up a little bit. The show actually made me think about some things, and then
Dope.
I think one of the things we could probably press on harder, and we didn't really touch on it, is 78% of black youth are born as single mothers, and I think that has a lot.
You said
to do
78%.
Yeah, 78%.
That's a high percentage too.
Yeah, because she always leave and take them.
Nah, that's
Facts.
All right, Christy. All right.
She
Boy,
left.
Christy about
She
to go
left
in.
while she was pregnant.
Christy
That's what
about to
I
go
will
happened.
say this though, as men, we do need to do better. I mean, I'm thinking
The proof is in the pudding.
I'm putting a woman first.
Hey, listen. 80% of women leave the marriage. We had just over 50% divorce rate. Okay, hold on. I'm talking about, but we don't have the issues y'all talking about.
Daryl, 7 days, man. 7 days.
I want some, man.
7 days, Daryl. The mic is yours. 7 days.
You know what? 7 days.
You finished, MJ?
Let you rock and roll.
You good?
Go ahead. No, I didn't mean to interrupt you and take your mic. That's what I did.
Go ahead, Chris. What you got? Closing remarks.
Men's loyalty has absolutely nothing to do with women. It has to do with men, first of all. I do respect and appreciate JT and Lo for bringing this topic of conversation to the forefront, because I think it's something that's not talked about enough, and I think it's some conversation that we can continue to have moving forward and dissect it in very different aspects of it. Anyway, I appreciate being a part of it, so thank you guys again for having me on your show. And again, you guys know you can find me on social media at Christy, Christy, Gaynell, Gaynell.
Thank you, ma'am. Closing remarks.
Damien. Closing. No
right.
no long
I
breaths
just
in
want to say
between.
thank you to my brother Lo. Thank you to my brother JT. Thank you to my sister right there, Christy. You're amazing. That's my new man's right there. That's my new man's right there. I fucks with him.
We know.
I love Daryl Dam. I love the controversy. I love the outspokenness. I love his transparency and his truth and his confidence in what he puts out in the world. This dude right here is a beast. And I'm happy to have each and every one on this panel as a friend. I'm Damien, Mr. Inappropriate, and yeah, bitch, I said it. It's pretty much what I do. You can find me on social media, on my Instagram, Mr. Inappropriate Official, or comedian Damien, Mr. Inappropriate on Facebook. Fucks with your boy.
Daryl Dam, closing remarks.
Yeah, man, it's your boy Daryl Dam, man, Mr. Funny for real, man. Make sure you tune in, tell somebody who knows somebody with a phone that it is going down. I'm trying to save marriages and destroy the bullshit. How about that? I love you so much, black people. See you next week. 7 days, it's going down.
Hey, listen, great show as always. Another classic conversation. Y'all know it's all that time to vote, man. Everybody see the craziness going on in Afghanistan, what have you. All I want to say to our Democratic people, man, y'all need to step up, man. Grow some cojones. I'm a Democrat, but man, these Democrats really pissing me off. Grow some cojones. Stand up strong. You know, we gotta do better, man.
I ain't gonna say much because my engineer got on me because I be talking about everything that I'm doing. So yeah, I've already done it. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo, man. Next week we're gonna have the author up here. I can't think of his name. You think of his name right quick? No, you can't. Jay Wellsby will be on next week. He wrote a book that's called Change. You will never look at cheating the same again. He will actually be on the show. I am sure that ladies will want to tune in on that because usually, I'll say it, we're the ones that get caught. So
I'll be here.
That's going to do it for Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. We will see you guys next week.
And after he's finished, we turn over the mic, boy. We're going to give him a good 10, 15 minutes, and then Daryl Dam, boy, it's going to be good. We're going to pull up a lot of his comments and whatnot. Matter of fact, Dwayne, we're going to try to get some up. You're going to be all pulled up. Yeah, we're going to go topic by topic.
We'll go topic by topic from Daryl.
I'm so ready. I might not go to sleep, Lo.
That sounds like an invite.
Look, hold
that
up,
sounds like
look.
y'all are inviting me back.
Please come back.
For all the Christians that's out there that remember Daryl Dam from before, we're not going to get into that next week.
At all.
He has to have his own show for that. This man is undefeated.
Undefeated.
Had me thinking.
He hasn't been up against me, though.
So,
4-0.
Yeah, so we're gonna close this thing out, man. Again, y'all come back next week. You can see this again on YouTube. Make sure you, again, go to urbanatlanta.com and subscribe.
Share the video, all y'all on YouTube. Share it to your friends.
All right. Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
And Ask
we
a Cop.
are out. You dig?
Come on down, Kiki.
You feel? Let's get to it. Hey, still trapped in the hustle. Yeah, trapped in the hustle. Yeah, see money's all on my mind. I ain't wasting no time. That's why I'm on my grind. You can't see it, you're blind. I'm still trapped in the hustle. Trapped in the hustle. Yeah, see money's all on my mind. I ain't wasting no time. That's why I'm on my grind. You can't see it, you're blind. I'm still trapped in the hustle. My hustle, yeah. I'm on my hustle, yeah. I'm on my hustle, yeah. I'm on my hustle, yeah. I'm still riding, bitch, I'm still riding. Skating through the city, bitch, I'm golden gliding. Hey, I'm still riding, bitch, I'm still riding. Quick to pull up like I'm Uber driving. Hey, I'm still grinding, yeah, I'm still grinding. Looking like a chandelier the way the nigga shining. Hey, for what you mean, man, for what you mean. Money dirty like the Sprite, you know what I lean. Hey, tried in the hustle, yeah. See, money's all on my mind. I ain't wasting no time. That's why I'm on my grind. You can't see it, you're blind. I'm still tried in the hustle, yeah. Tried in the hustle. It's all on my mind. I ain't wasting no time. That's why I'm on my grind. You can't see it, you're blind. I'm still trapped in the hustle. My hustle, yeah. I'm on my hustle, yeah. Hey, you know we hustling. Hey. See, niggas hustle Somali, niggas hustle some weed, niggas hustle a job and women hustle some weed. Hustle by any means, they hustling anything. Kill you like Dr. King and hustle you for your dream. Fuck you mean, nickel. I'm living life, man, I'm living life. Niggas hating me cause they ain't living right. Fuck them, I'm living life, man, I'm living life. I did the Kanye on niggas and got my money right. Hey, for what you saying, man, for what you saying. Cause I ain't listening unless you paying. For what you saying, man, for what you saying. Niggas dying, take a chance, Lord, that's why we praying. Hey, man, tried in this hustle. Hey, man, tried in my hustle. Hey, man, hustle. I'm still tried in the hustle. Yeah, tried in the hustle.